Bem, Avatar Awakens in Magic. Avatar Last Airbender, debut. Isto vão mostrar as cartas da Avatar.
Hello, Dante Bosco here. As the voice of Zuko on Avatar The Last Airbender, I'm excited to share with you that the Avatar is coming to Magic the Gathering. This new card set captures all your favorite elements from the iconic show. From lifelong friendships to...
Espera lá, deixa-me lá olhar para as cartas. When this enchantment enters air, bend up to one target creature. Whenever a creature you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. And step if this enchantment has 4 more quest counters on it, exile up to one target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield in your soccer.
Elements from the iconic show. From lifelong friendships
devo só ir à pré-release. Não vou comprar nada deste set. Tipo, não me interessa.
to fantastic creatures and
Ran and Shaw, Legendary Creature Dragon, Flying Firebending 2, when Ran and Shaw enter, if you cast them and there are 3 or more dragon and or less than cards in your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of Ran and Shaw, except no. Tem mais 2 mais 0. Não acho nada especial esta carta. Nem para o meu deck de dragões isto servia. O Firebending é o quê? O que é que isto faz? Reduz o custo? O que é que faz o Firebending, exatamente?
epic elemental bending moments. Dramatic duels for the fate of the world.
Target creature you control. Foda-se.
Dramatic.
Target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. If the creature the opponent controls is dealt accepts damage, destroy damage. Ok. Ok, isto é interessante. Until end of turn you don't lose unspent red mana. Esta carta é boa. Esta carta é muito boa. Quando atacas ficas com 2 manas vermelhas no ar durante o ataque. Ok, giro. Ok. Sim, é interessante para dar casta a mais coisas.
Duels for the fate of the world.
Pode ser que entrem cartas até. É instant.
And unexpected allies that are made along the way. Although, I believe...
Ally you control.
in that Zuko guy all
Mas o
along.
custo é demasiado alto nesta.
Avatar Aang has re-emerged.
O Aang é uma uncommon. Flying when Aang enters exile it will rather than its one card. Okay, when Aang enters air bend up to one other target non-land permanent. Whenever you cast a lesson spell, Aang and his life link.
After 100 years frozen in ice, to find the world he once knew, torn apart by violence. With the air nomads who raised him extinguished at the hands of the Fire Nation, Aang strives to maintain their legacy.
Aang at the Crosslands. Ok. Verde, branco e azul. Não gosto muito desta combinação. When Aang enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card with mana value 4 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Porra. É quando entra. Put the rest in the bottom. When another creature you control leaves the battlefield, transforming at the beginning of the next.
While ensuring the other
Land creatures you control have vigilance at the beginning of the... Ok, esta carta é só quando entra, não é assim tão forte.
nations do not suffer from the same fate. But in order to restore the balance to the people of the world, Aang will have to master all 4 elements.
Avatar Aang são 4, Flying Firebending 2. Whenever you Waterbend, Earthbend, Firebend or Run, draw a card. Then if you have done all 4 this turn, transform. Master of Elements. Spell you cast cost... Ok. At the beginning of each upkeep you may transform Aang in Master of Elements. If you do the game for life, draw 4 cards. Foda-se, que absurdo. What the hell? Ok. Isto é um bocado ridículo. Não é online, isto é um jogo de cartas, Ricky.
Only with his full power unlocked will the Avatar stand a chance against the mighty Fire Lord and his minions.
Que absurdo, bro.
Through his journey, Aang grows to become a mythic master of elements. His cards show this evolution, tracking his progress until he finally masters all 4 elements.
Absurdo e bem.
And though his power is great, Aang's not alone in this fight. The Avatar has gathered loyal allies to help him. Katara is a waterbender from the Southern Water Tribe. She and her brother...
Step if Katara is stepped, put the 1/1 counter on her, ok. If a trigger ability of an ally you control triggers, that ability triggers at an additional time, ok. Por 3 de mana. When Katara enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token, ok. Ok. Until end of turn. Ok. Just to help, each one pays. Ok.
Sokka were the first to discover that Aang was still alive and frozen in ice. And the
Podes usar até para 6 merdas para sacar.
siblings would prove his most loyal and constant companions. Katara's brother Sokka may not have her skill with water.
When a Sokka lists another creature attack, draw a card. Enters discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. Epá, até agora o único que vi como deve ser foi o Avatar Aang. Menace e Prowess. Other allies you control have Menace and Prowess. Ui, isto é bom. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create one mana. Ok.
Waterbending, but he used his tactical know-how to hatch
Depois
many
tem que ter ally, não é?
of Team Avatar's
Não,
plans.
se calhar não é assim tão bom.
When Aang meets Toph, she's already a legendary earthbender as the Blind
Control our lands in addition to their other types.
Bandit. Once she joins Aang, Toph invents a totally new form of bending, metal bending. By the time they're ready to face the Fire Lord, Aang's friends had grown in strength as much as he had. And in the process, they were even able
Sim,
to
eu
add
sei,
some
mas
former
não são
enemies
assim
to
tão
their
conhecidas
cause.
nos formatos. Ó.
Zuko,
Dia
the
21.
crown prince of the Fire Nation, was once tasked with hunting down Aang and
Whenever you cast a spell from exile and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control.
destroying him. But instead, Zuko embraced Aang's mission and even became Aang's firebending teacher.
Parece
He
fixe.
also had an incredible voice. That's what I hear anyway. Zuko was redeemed through his mentorship with his uncle Iroh. This wise warrior led a secret society of sages, the White Lotus, which remained dedicated to cooperation between nations even in the midst of war.
Ok.
He also had a passion for hot leaf juice. I mean, tea. Aang may have had to defeat Fire Lord Ozai in order to save the world, but he had other enemies to overcome first. When Zuko failed to capture the Avatar,
Azula on the hunt. Whenever Azula attacks. Ah, então são estes que são os pretos. É que não há muitas cartas pretas neste set, pois não. Whenever Azula attacks, you lose one life and create a clue token. Ok, when Azula isto está bué cartas que jogam do exílio, bro. Este set está muito nesse ponto. Cast a spell with copy that spell and make sure you ok.
his sister
Esta combinação de cores, bro, é bué estranha. Isto é a combinação do Sauron, do Dark Lord.
Azula was dispatched by their father to hunt down the Avatar. And Zuko. Not cool.
Até agora ainda não vi nada
Just
que
as
fosse
Aang
bom
and
para
his
mim.
friends grew stronger, so did their enemies. Azula ended up becoming the Fire Lord herself. The Fire Nation Navy also sported a fierce
Zhao, Ruthless Admiral. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent creature you control, get mais já.
leader in the form of Admiral Zhao,
Esta pode ser boa para decks de vampiros, mas como é um humano não serve.
who was willing to disrupt the moon and tides themselves in order to give the Fire Nation an advantage. One
Yes,
of the
I'll
most
feel like
unique
that.
and celebrated aspects of the world of Avatar. Hybrid animals are fusions of two different
Bem,
creatures
temos
from
que parar
our
de ler
world.
as cartas, senão não saímos daqui.
The Badger Moles are combinations of badgers and moles.
Ok?
Fearsome, but have a fondness for music. A pair of badger moles taught young Toph how to earthbend, giving her a head start on her road to becoming an earthbending prodigy.
Mais
Avatar
ramp.
Aang has a strong soft spot for animals
Sim,
throughout his
aquele é
travels.
ramp.
In addition
É
to his
fixe.
companions,
Para
Appa
decks que tenham
and
muita-
Momo, Aang
muita
takes
floresta.
care to improve the living conditions of many animals
Flying Ewar Doom. This creature's power is equal to the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard. Ok? When this creature dies, if there's a lesson card in your graveyard, draw a card. Estes dragões não... Whenever land you control plane cycling.
in the Ba Sing Se Zoo. From the dragonflies to the rambunctious rabaroos, Aang looks out for all the creatures, big and small. The world of Avatar The Last Airbender is built around the abilities some people have to bend the elements around them. Though the Avatar is the only one being capable of bending all four, entire nations have risen based on the bending of single elements. Magic the Gathering has brought these familiar forms of bending into the game with their own unique mechanics. Waterbenders learn their art from the spirits of the moon and ocean and form the southern and northern water tribes. This bending type manifests as an effect. While paying a waterbend cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help. Each one pays for 1 mana. Earthbending, pioneered by the Badger Moles, is the natural element of the Earth Kingdom. It allows you to use the land itself. In the game, the earthbending mechanic enables you to turn a land you control into a 0/0 creature with haste while keeping it as a land. You then
Vamos
put
falar do
X
pipi?
+1/+1 counters on
Rafa,
it, where
obrigado pelo
X is
sub,
the
man.
earthbending value. When that creature dies or is exiled, return the land to the battlefield tapped. Fire is the element of passion and life, but it can also be incredibly destructive, as shown by the danger posed by the Fire Nation. Whenever a creature with firebending attacks, add red mana for the firebending value. This mana lasts until the end of combat. Airbending, like its element, is an elusive and tricky martial art. In this set, when you airbend a permanent, exile it. While it is exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 rather than its mana cost. Saga cards are a returning mechanic which tells the story of Avatar The Last Airbender. These cards unspool the story over each of your turns. Careful though, some of these stories are bound to make you tear bend. Double-faced sagas have also returned. Once you reach the final chapter, the saga is exiled and returned to the battlefield as the legendary creature whose story was told. In this case, one of the avatars who preceded Aang, the mighty waterbender Karuk. Avatar Aang was also able to draw on assistance from his friends and people from other nations in his fight against the Fire Lord. Celebrating this, the Last Airbender set returns the ally creature subtype. With this enchantment, empower your allies, and for each player you deal combat damage to, draw a card. Avatar Aang and his friends were also forced to learn many hard lessons over the course of their journey. Lesson is a returning spell subtype down on instants and sorceries. With this card, you can weaken one creature or buff another, or you may choose to do both. This set also has many art and frame treatments, showing off the unique style of the world of Avatar The Last Airbender. Borderless Field Notes cards allows you to appreciate the creatures of Avatar, from the mighty dragons to the little badger cubs. Meanwhile, borderless battle pose cards highlight the martial fury of these benders. And things are taken one step further with the neon ink borderless battle pose. Zuko has never looked so fearsome. There are also borderless elemental frame cards, highlighting the element of each character. The borderless double-faced saga cards shine a spotlight on both sides of these cards, giving you twice the opportunity to admire these moments from Avatar. This card type also includes Avatar Aang in a borderless raised foil, with art from one of the creators of Avatar, Brian Konietzko himself. Borderless source material cards reprint actual frames of Avatar The Last Airbender.
Heroic Intervention, ok, isto é fixe. Cruel Tutor, seja levar a cara dentro de shuffle and put. Foda-se, Cruel Tutor vai levar reprint, bro. Mystic Remora, Lifelong Friendship, isto é o que é na escola. Dark Depths.
On the card itself. Here, Tui and Law, the
Sim,
spirits
Lorwyn
of the
vai
moon
ser
and
melhor, eu
ocean,
acho.
are reprinted on a Mystic
Se bem que também não vou
Remora
comprar
card.
nenhuma delas.
Or a close-up of Ozai. He literally burned Zuko's face to teach him a lesson. Talk about a cruel tutor. These cards let you appreciate moments from the show as they actually happened. From the first meeting of Aang and his trusty air bison Appa, to the very first glimpse of Aang himself.
Eu acho isto
For those familiar with the
preguiçoso.
world of Avatar who are hoping to get into magic, look no further. The beginner box has everything you need to play. This box is the perfect introduction to the rules of the game, teaching you as you go and containing everything you need to play with a friend. You don't need to buy anything else for learning magic. Coming with Jumpstart decks, you can play out of the box, along with a game mat to play on and an easy-to-use guide. The beginner box allows you to dive into the world of Avatar with ease. And there are more easy ways to play.
Claro.
The Jumpstart packs allow you to select any two of these 61 unique packs to open. By mixing your two packs together, you can create a ready-to-play deck with one of 46 mixed themes.
Não gosto.
That's a lot of options.
A beginner box é
Whether you're
mais
drawn to a
barata,
non-bendered human with martial abilities like Sokka and his skill with a space sword, or fearsome spirits like Wan Shi Tong, who collects knowledge from his spirit
Eu
library.
não estou com grande vontade de comprar este set.
There's also lots of
Nada
variety
deste.
within each element. Fire can come in a vicious and deadly form as used by Azula, who is able
Meu
to shoot
tirada que me
lightning
interessa
from her
muito.
fingertips.
A maior parte dos creature
But
types
can also
são
be a more
humanos.
balanced and life-affirming form as wielded by Avatar Roku, the avatar before Aang. Or in nature, like the bending used by
Ok,
Avatar
aqui
Roku.
está bem. Whenever Fang attacks another target legendary creature you control gets mais X mais dentro. Fang's spot. When Fang dies, if he wasn't a spirit, return this card to the battlefield and your control as a spirit in addition to his other types.
Roku's animal companion, the dragon Fang. Just as Badgermoles
Secret
invented
Tunnel,
earthbending, dragons were the original firebenders. I personally wouldn't put any pressure on you, but you can't go wrong with Zuko. He is a firebending master after all. The spirit world also has a great variety. Heibai has little in common with Wan Shi Tong, although both can be intimidating when provoked by humans, so if you plan on messing with his spirit, watch out. If you are drawn to earthbending, you can play as another of Aang's past lives. Avatar Kyoshi,
Thanks, Locke.
Avatar before Roku, was so fearsome in life that even 2 lifetimes later, Aang was still being accused of murder on her behalf. And no earthbending deck would be complete without the self-identified greatest earthbender in the world, Toph. The Jumpstart packs also include reprints of existing cards remade in the Avatar style.
Por causa da Fiery Confluence foi uma carta que eu tirei do meu deck de vampiros. E às vezes fico a pensar se a devia manter ou não.
There aren't any dedicated commander decks for the Last Airbender set. Instead, there will be a commander bundle which contains 9 14-card play boosters, 2 of 10 commander bundle booster fun cards, and more. Each bundle also comes with special versions of Arcane Signet, Soul Ring, and Swiftfoot Boots. These staple cards capture moments from the show in the beautiful borderless
O professor
elemental
não tem
flame
nada sobre isto
treatment.
ainda, bro, acho eu.
With so many incredible moments to choose from in the show, it was hard to narrow it down to just 2 amazing scene boxes to include in the set. Kataro's reversal shows Katara a mid-waterbending move, but once the other cards are added, they show the invasion on the day of the Black Sun. Between Sokka and Kataro's dad Hakoda, leading his forces on the beaches, to Appa in his full
Ciao, Vicky.
armor, to the unexpected return of the Swamp Benders. This scene has endless detail to be admired. And though the Day of the Black Sun did not result in a victory for Team Avatar, there are brighter days ahead, one of which was captured in the next scene. Sokka and Suki are one of the iconic romantic pairs in Avatar. Though they start out at odds, their relationship blossoms through the series, culminating in them reuniting and helping defeat the Fire Lord together. This scene portrays the happy ending for other couples as well. Once the Fire Lord has been defeated, there's plenty of time for romance. Here we have Aang and Katara, and Zuko and Mei. Of course Zuko found love. Like I said, probably something to do with his voice. This scene captures the victorious moment at the end of the series where we leave the Aang gang ushering a new moment of peace and prosperity.
Okay.
You don't need to wait until the official release date to get in on the action. You can play early at your local game store for pre-release starting the weekend of November 15th and 16th.
Desculpem, eu disse
This
21 é
set
15,
features
16.
5 different seated pre-release packs,
Eu vou jogar
each
isto.
with its own element and theme cards
Provavelmente
inside.
dia 16.
So, even if you're new to Magic, you can know that you'll get to play with your
Eu
favorite
devia já
element.
marcar isto.
Check your local game store and sign up for the pre-release box of your choice. There will also be social events like a monthly 2-headed giant Commander Night, Commander Party, and Commander Box League, each with an opportunity to get exclusive cards, like this one, showing Sokka and Katara with their beloved Gran Gran. My cabbages! This version of the Cabbage Merchant, who might consider the Avatar gang his greatest enemies, will be available exclusively at Magic Presents Master the 4 Elements. This set will also be
Tá bem.
available on Arena on November 18th.
E ainda por cima vai entrar no
Tune
Arena
in
isto.
on November 12th to watch Magic streamers play the newest cards. Otherwise, start your own bending adventure on November 21st when The Last Airbender will be available everywhere. I am so excited to join the world of Magic the Gathering and hope you'll join me in playing this new set. If you can't, well, that's rough, buddy.
Tá bem, sim senhor. He said the thing. The Magic community. Man, it really sucks that we can get Commander decks for the set. Zuko, that's rough, buddy. If you didn't repeat Rogue's Passage as Secret Tunnel, it will be a huge miss. The close-up of those eyes are horrendous. Uncle Hyra playing cards. Grand Aunt May. Mano, é aquilo que eu acho que isto está mais do que provado, sabem? Que é, tipo, quando é uma coisa que as pessoas gostam, as pessoas vêm cá, tipo, mostrar amor. Quando é uma coisa que as pessoas não gostam, dizem mal do Universes Beyond. É sempre assim, não vale a pena.